Hi, welcome to another episode by Travel Family Academy. My name is Paula, and today I wanted to talk to you about 5 things that you need to know before you fly with your baby and bringing formula or baby milk with you. Okay, first things first, if you are going to fly with the baby, amazing. We're very happy to hear that you are taking on the traveling world with your little ones. It is obviously a very scary moment for you because probably might be your first flight and you're like, what am I gonna do? Don't worry, we've been there. So give Travel Family Academy a follow or subscribe. I'll also put our Instagram. We share daily tips on flying with babies and toddlers. So make sure to follow and we'll share everything with you and you'll be prepared for your next flight. On to the first thing you need to know on flying with baby formula or milk. So first thing, I didn't know this, is that TSA does allow you to carry more than 3.4 ounces or 100 ml of liquids when you're flying with an infant. That means that you can bring, if you pump or if you bring formula, you are allowed to bring this through. Obviously there might be a different process for a screening process, but do not worry, it just takes a little bit longer. So just make sure to arrive a little bit earlier with this in mind and have this in a separate bag, like all your milk and or supplies that you need for breastfeeding or for formula feeding. Have them in a separate bag so you can, when you get to security, you get to a TSA agent and you tell them, this is my baby's milk, and then they can check that separately. If you also are just a breast pumping mum and you're not flying with your baby, know that you also are allowed to take your breast pump and you're allowed to take your milk with you. Again, they just go for a different screening process, but you are allowed to take them with you. Okay, so now that you know that you can take these with you and there's no issue whatsoever, the one thing you need to consider now is how to pack it, right? So you need to, as I said before, you should have a different different bag for that if you're bringing a lot of milk. So have it separately. So it's just easier for when you get to security. It's just easier to, get it checked. And it's faster for you as well. And you know where it is. Also consider maybe something that is, keep it cool and things of the sort. So obviously this is very personal, right? So it's how you carry your own milk and how you carry your formula. So you need to consider all of this because you'll need to carry it with you. And you need to remember that you shouldn't just think about the flight time, okay? You need to think about the whole journey. So when the moment you leave your house all the way to the moment you arrive at your destination. So how are you going to keep this milk good, right? So you kind of need a cooler and then some ice and all of these things. So make sure to have these at hand. Again, just have to go for a different screening process. But there are specific bags for to carry your breast milk. So I'm just gonna link it below as well, like on the description. I'll leave our Amazon storefront, so we have all of these things available that you can get as well that will help you for your flight. So another thing that you can consider when you're packing your milk is maybe actually having the individual portions already made. So maybe you can already have the bottles made, or you could just have them individual portions, that little containers that you can individual portion the formula. Or this part here again, it's very personal. It's how you want to prepare, how less stressed you want to be when you're on the flight, right? So if you rather prepare this at home, by all means do so. But then it's just gonna help you feel a bit less stressed when you're on the flight. It is something to consider. But also you might prefer to actually make it on the go, right? So if you have formula and you just need hot water, for instance, maybe you just have the individual portions of formula and then you just have hot water, right? So you just have to play with what you feel comfortable with. That's the main thing here. Don't do something that it's too stressful, it's too overwhelming for yourself, all right? So just do something that is simple and easy, and that it's just there and you don't have to stress too much about it. So think of how you would want to access your formula or your breast milk while on the flight. Just think about that way and then you can plan accordingly. Number 3 is on the heating options. Obviously, if you're going to bring breast milk, or if you're going to bring formula and you need it to be heated, not all airplanes will have this available. However, they are very accommodating. So last time This doesn't happen to me because I had it, I breastfed, so like I didn't actually pump or anything like that, so on flight days. But on I saw someone that was, you know, formula feeding on the plane, and she didn't have hot water, and well, she forgot. So she asked the hair hostess, and the one thing they did is gave her a little bucket with hot water so she could put her own milk bottle inside. Obviously, this is not the ideal situation, but it can happen, and it's a really good way of, you know, sorting yourself out without having to need all of the, you know, the equipment. But it's something for you to consider. Maybe you can take a portable one, you know, that you could just heat up your milk very quickly. You know, there's all these options, but you need to consider the heating of it, all right? So don't just rely on the airplane and the air hostess, because, you know, they also have other things to do. Even though they are very accommodating, even though they are very considerate, and they will for sure help you out, just don't leave it to them. It's always better for you to prepare ahead. So again, it's another thing for you to feel less stressed about. It's another thing that you know you have it with you. You know it's sorted for yourself, so you don't have to worry about. It's the little things, honestly. Honestly, it's the little things on the preparedness that will help your flight be tantrum-free, cry-free, and, you know, just enjoyable fun. So point number 4 is now on how much to bring with you. Okay, this is, again, it's very subjective to where you're going to, how long you're going, and how long is your flight. I see how many times my baby eats during that time of I'm expected to the journey. So the time I leave my house all the way to the time I arrive at my destination, whether that's 24 hours or whether that's 2 hours, that's how I do it, because I need to prepare food for that amount of time for my kid, right? Like, I can't leave any open space, especially if I'm feeding formula, right? So I need to consider all of this. So if you have a 20-hour flight, please plan for 20 hours of formula milk or breast milk or pumped milk, whatever you need. Make sure you have all of it for the whole time, and also make sure you have just a little extra just to count in your delays. You know, sometimes there is a few delays. I'm not gonna say like it's gonna be a whole day of delay, but just consider that a little bit. So, you know, instead of doing for 20 hours, because that's a 20-hour journey, do 24-hour journey, all right? Type of thing. You know, obviously consider also sleep times and stuff. So don't just you know, do 24 hours of feeding, because that's not what happens, right? Like, you will have at least 8 hours of sleep at some point. So also remember that. If you do, however, need any help with the sleeping, we do also have a workshop, and that 1-hour workshop that is just under $10. And we help you how to guarantee your toddler to sleep on every flight. Again, I will link it all in the description so you have it all available to you. Okay, now last but not least is cleaning supplies. So this is also very important. Some of you might really want to clean and need to clean stuff, and it is obviously only valid. Again, you can bring your travel cleaning kit, but you can also just ask for hot water to boil it on the airplane, and they will be able to wash it off for you. One thing I did when we swapped to baby bottles and stopped the breastfeeding was we would rinse them in the bathroom. Like, you would have it all prepared in the bottles, and we would rinse them in the bathroom in the airplane, and then when we would land, then I would sterilize my bottles. But again, I would have to have enough bottles for that journey. And the time I did this, it was just literally a 2-hour flight. So, you know, I knew I wouldn't need my bottles again until the end. So, you know, you just have to play around with how it works best for you. And if you do need a cleaning kit, it's best for you to have your own than relying on the hair hostess to do it for you, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, well, this is it for the 5 top things that you kind of need to know about flying with baby formula or pump breast milk. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please do ask them below. We would love to get back to you. Just let us know what you felt about this video. And also, we do have our Baby on Board ebook, which covers all of this: feeding, airport, handling the airplane with your baby and the toddler, entertainment, everything. Includes all of this in a little ebook. Again, I'm gonna link it below. If you guys do need some extra help on your next flight with your baby or toddler, do grab it. It will be worth it. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye.